Hey Slut Lamblin, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is a 3 looks, 1 palette with the Colourpop Cosmetics Troublemaker palette. So if you'd like to see how I got this look and 2 others, then just keep on watching. My eyes are watering. I'm wearing some new contacts just because I think they're cute. Anyway, I'm going to do I don't know if I'm going to do 2 or 3 looks, but either way, I'm going to play with the Troublemaker palette from Colourpop Cosmetics. It's giving me baby emo Julie vibes, so I was like, yes. So let's jump into it. My lid is primed with the Drawer Cosmetics Clean Canvas in Fair, and I'm going to take my Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush and the shade You Love It, which is a nice grungy gray. It's really cute. I'm actually only going to use 2 mattes and 2 shimmers, unless you count my inner corner highlights, and 3 shimmers. So I'm going to take this B1 brush with You Love It on it, and I'm going to start to apply it on the outer corner of my lid into the crease. And if I get quiet, I apologize. My throat is like kind of bothering me, and my ears are really burning, and I don't know, like on the inside, so I'm just like thought it was my allergies. So I'm going to work this into the crease. I'm going to take it down into the crease towards my inner corner area, so like my inner corner crease area. Work that down, doing baby back and forth windshield wiping motions. Get that nice and dark color built up, create some depth, some smokiness. It's a vibe. I'm going to pop that onto the outer bit of my lid here as well. Once my eyes get used to these lenses, it'll be better, but I just tried to put them in, and I had to redo some stuff on this eye because my eyes were watering. I had to go in and touch it up. So I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to start to gently blend it outwards, like to wing it. Very, very gently. Light pressure. I want it to just be smoky. You see how beautifully it blends out and how smoky it looks? Colourpop did send me this, and I seriously just wanted to cry, because for the longest time, once I started my makeup journey, and I really got into makeup back in like 2017, I want to say it was 2017, Colourpop was actually one of the first brands that I absolutely fell in love with. Like, I had all kinds of their lipsticks. Like, I had so many. It was like their ultra blotted lip, ultra satin lip. Those were my favorite. Ultra mattes, ultra glossies. I had like the, what was that holiday palette? I have it over there. I've had it forever. And I got the Disney Villains collection, and like I've always loved Colourpop. So when they emailed me and asked if I'd like to be a part of their program where they would send me stuff, I just cried, and it was so bittersweet. Oh, I'm gonna cry talking about this because I've been emotional today anyway. But when I would get exciting emails, I would tell Shemwork, and we would like celebrate, and we would play and snuggle extras, and we'd give him big kisses and everything. So when I got that email, it was just really bittersweet, because I was like, he would have been the first person I told. I say person, I know he was a cat, but to me he was a person. He was my baby. So I'm just blending this out, getting nice and smoky. So I'm very, very grateful that I have the opportunity to play with this palette, and I'm just a blubbering mess. I'm sorry. It's really one of those days where it's like, Julie, keep your mind busy or you're gonna cry. It's So I'm going to take this Sigma E25 brush in the shade Sus, which is this shade. I like, it gives me like the grungiest of vibes. And I'm going to use it to blend out You Love It. Oh, I don't know if you could see my straw, but Blend Bunny Cosmetics just come out with some tumblers, and I got the big one because I like to drink a lot of water, and so I was like, the more water I can fit in this baby, the more hydrated I can be. So if you see a straw, it's for my new tumbler that I ordered from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. I'm gonna take Sus to blend out You Love It. I'm just doing baby back and forth windshield wiper motions with the lightest amount of pressure. Right where it's diffused ever so slightly, I'm going to take it and blend it. I feel like this is kind of toned down for me, but I will be using it with some of my favorite multi-chromes in the future. I just wanted to play around with it on its own first. That's what I normally like to do whenever I am playing around with new products or new palettes. I want to play with them alone, and then I'll use like my favorite multi-chromes and whatnot with them. Because this palette is a mood. So yesterday was Halloween, and I went with my brother and sister-in-law and took my nephew trick-or-treating. He looked adorable. He was a little vampire. My brother said he was Count Chocula. But he looked adorable, and he seemed like he was having so much fun. He loves to just look around at everything, like he misses nothing. Like he's always just looking. And he was acting like he was having the best time, and that made me so excited. Because Halloween was my favorite when I was a kid. My brother's too. And so we were like, yeah, we're going to take him trick-or-treating. And I said when he gets older, we'll go walk the block and trick-or-treat and dress up and just have the big time. I'm going to go back in and touch up You Love It in just a second. I'm just going to gently buff this out. And it's also Tuesday, which means at one of my favorite restaurants, it's Taco Tuesday. And I really just do not have it in me to cook today. And all I can think about is taco and quesos. Tacos and queso. Taco and quesos. Tacos and queso. Or some soup. Oh my gosh, soup has been like my favorite lately. I'm just gonna kind of pat this down as well. Pats, 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 pats. Pat, 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 pat. And I'm gonna take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush and go back into You Love It and kind of bring it back a little bit. Just gently blend it. Now I'm going to take the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B5 brush and a little bit more of Sus to really just go in and soften it up a little bit more. Nice and blown out. Or to get it nice and blown out. What are words? I don't know. So if you're new, hi, I am slightly unblended. My legal name is Julie. And I ramble and I stumble over my words for absolutely no reason. Like, I think I just get excited to talk about makeup or just to talk in general, and I will forget exactly what I'm saying or just run on sentences. So sorry about that. I was gonna make a joke and say my government name is Julie, but I completely messed that one up. With that Sigma E25 brush, I'm gonna take You Love It. And just kind of press it down. Pat it. And then just gently back and forth windshield wiper motions with the lightest amount of pressure. Yes, takeout sounds amazing tonight because I overslept. I have other chores to do, and then I was like, I really want to do another look with this because I've done a look on it that I did for Instagram, and I did a reel on it. I actually posted the look today, and I'm gonna do the reel tomorrow. So by the time this goes up, that would be Tuesday and Wednesday of like the 1st of November. And I'm probably gonna take the reel and make it a short for my channel here. So it won't be as long as the one on Instagram because I don't want it to just be a bunch of silence like I normally have a bunch of my other reels. It's like 15 seconds of music, 45 seconds of silence. I'm trying my very best to just do 15 seconds so there can be music, because I'm like, if I watch it back, I'm like, this can get boring without music. So I'm gonna try to get better about doing 15-second shorts so that I can have music on there. With the dough color, well actually, I didn't have a crease. Okay. So with the dough color 14 brush, I'm gonna take the shade Kick Ass and pop it down. Actually, before I start to put it down, this is that shade right here. It really goes well with You Love It. It takes You Love It from matte to a little spark. My camera cut off, but what I was saying, and if I caught that before it cut off, then I would just kind of make it sound more like it didn't cut off. This shade kind of makes You Love It go from just a gorgeous matte to a little sparkly, so I'm just gonna apply it along the edges to blend it with You Love It. I'm gonna take it over just a little bit, about 1/3 of the way. And then I'm gonna take the shade Villain Era. Am I in my villain era? That's what I think about with this one. And let me tell you, that's a really pretty shade. I put it on and was like, what? It's so pretty. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go from the inner corner of my eye area, not quite the inner corner, and do it like I would do if I'd already cut my crease. I'm just going to kind of use this to cut the crease, if that makes sense. That way it looks like you spent a lot of time on it, but really you didn't. And it's a win-win. Because I let it get too late. I already wiped off 2 different looks because my brain was not wanting to be very creative. And I was like, nope. I told myself I was going to film 4 days this week, and I'm going to do it. I can't take the day off today. I've been bribing myself. I'm like, hey, do this for 4 days and then edit one day, and then you can like do something super fun this weekend. So if depending on what I decide on what I'm gonna do, I'll let you know in my next video, because I had a lot of plans that I wanted to try to stick with before everything happened, and I didn't really feel up to doing much after everything that happened with Shemwork. So I think I'm going to try to make myself go on a little adventure with my husband. Would you like me to vlog it? Oh, did I get shimmer in my eye? Would you like me to vlog it? Like, my friends had told me that it would be cool if I did a vlog channel or like a vlog every once in a while, and I think that would be fun. I did one for our anniversary in 2019. We went to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I just never uploaded it. And I have it saved because just watching it was just like, it was kind of cute, but I didn't know if that would be something that you would be interested in. I know that I'm like mainly makeup, and cats, but I would, if you're interested, I would do something like that just to kind of change it up and, you know, let you see things that I like to do and get to know me a little better. I feel like that would help with that if you were interested. So I'm going to take that B1 brush in the shade You Love It and just gently pat it along the edge of that shimmer to get it nice and blended. Now I'm just doing little baby pats. Little baby pataroos. So I'm just going to pop on a little bit of Baddie on my inner corner, which is gorgeous. You could use this as, I feel like, a highlighter or whatever. It feels a little softer to the touch. Oh yeah, let's talk about Real for a second. I used this for my first look. It's a duochrome. I'm going to try my very best to include that in the next look for this video. I'm hoping to do 3. This one probably won't take long to edit. I hadn't been just like overly chatty. So yeah, I'm just using my finger and popping that onto that inner corner. Fix it over here because I had my eyes watering while I put the contacts in. And I'm going to go do the rest of my face and be right back. Alright, this is the finished look. I sent a picture of it to my mom and she was like, that's too plain. It made me laugh because I do feel like it is kind of plain, but it's also giving me like that smoky vibe, and I feel like it's cute. But that's funny because I feel like at this point, with her understanding that I do more dramatic makeup, that she just looked at that and was like, that's plain. Because I'm usually just a rainbow or a dramatic cut crease or covered in gleams. Like I just go out usually very extra, and when I sent her that and she was like, that's plain, that just had me laughing. But I feel like it's cute. Since I have been an emotional rain cloud today, I felt like these little lightning bolt thunderstorm cloud earrings that I got from Romeway years ago were quite fitting. So yeah, this is look number 1. Just about stumbled over my words again, but this is look number 1 out of possibly 3, more than likely 2. So without rambling too much, I will see you in the next look. Look number 2. I'm starting out with the Cold Hearted shade and the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B3 brush. So I'm starting by packing the shade down to start the winged out shape. So once I start to get the shape nice and built up, I'm going to start to make a triangle, kind of going onto my lid and into my crease and kind of connecting it to make it look like a triangle to get it nice and winged out. With the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush, I'm going into the shade 0Fs and adding it into my crease towards my inner corner of my eye. I'm getting it nice and built up. I felt like this was a nice grungy pink shade to complement the Cold Hearted shade. I'm using the same brush to blend out Cold Hearted with 0Fs just to get it nice and blended. I like to start from my inner corner on the other side to make sure that it's a nice gradient blend and not a whole mess. I just figured out how to do this and I'm excited about it. I was like, Julie, doing it this way, you've just figured out how to make your life a little bit easier when it comes to blending on that little inner corner of your lid area in the crease if you're doing a spotlight eye. So I was super excited. Now I'm going to switch over to the Sigma E25 brush and use the shade Younger Self to diffuse the blend. Pretty much just blending out 0Fs with this shade. It really softens it and diffuses it quite nicely. It's super cute. Also making sure to go to the other side of my eye to give it a nice little blenderoo. So now I'm taking Cold Hearted on the Blend Bunny Cosmetics B3 brush and adding it into the deep crease and slightly onto the lid on that inner corner of my lid area, just to make sure that everything is nice blended together and I can create some depth and some smokiness. I'm really doing tiny little back and forth windshield wiping motions and making sure to also pack the shade down just to make sure that that black shade is nice and pigmented and really smoky. I just love these shades together like this. I feel like it gives a nice little punk look. So I'm taking the gorgeous pink shimmer called Wild with my finger and adding it to the center of my lid, mainly just trying to keep it off of the matte shades so that I can go in with the shade Real with the Clionadh Cosmetics DF04 brush. So I'm taking that right now and I'm kind of blending it with Cold Hearted and Wild to make sure it's nice and blended together. You'll have your duochrome, but you'll have your pink, and it just creates a gorgeous, sparkly, almost like multi-chrome look because the duochrome is blended with just a regular shimmer. So you have your duochrome and it's blended with the shimmer. It gives a really cute effect. And I'm going in and touching up Wild now with the same brush. I just cleaned it off. I always feel like I'm just like, yeah, I'm going in with the same brush and like I'm cleaning it off, you know. So now I'm taking the Sigma E25 brush and going in and softening the blend and making sure everything is nice and blended together. So I'm taking a little bit more of Cold Hearted and blending it just ever so slightly with Real to make sure that it's nice and blended together. It also helps to bring out the other color in the duochrome, the less pinky, the more grungy. Then I'm going to go back in and touch it up and just gently pat it down and blend it with Cold Hearted so that it's just a nice and gradient blend. Now I'm taking some micellar water on a Q-tip and sharpening up the shape to make it look more winged out and defined and just sharp. I want it dramatic. So now I'm just going to soften the blend up with a clean brush, and this is the final look. So far, which one of these looks is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, so this is the finished look. I'm sorry for the voiceover. I'm still not sure if this is going to be 2 or 3 looks with one palette. But for the past couple days, my throat has been really sore. And my ears have been, they started out itching and now they just hurt. So I just was like, do a voiceover for this for right now because my throat is on fire. I thought it was my allergies. I think it might still could be my allergies. Don't really leave the house very often, so I'm just like, why? Anyway, this was like the 3rd look that I attempted today. My creativity has just been like, okay, you're done. So I was a little annoyed that it was a shape that I feel like I've done quite frequently lately, but it also kind of gives that troublemaker vibe. I feel like it's just kind of cute, simple, easy, smoky, pop of pink, silver for the inner corner, and yeah. So I feel like this should be a 3 looks 1 palette video. What do you think? I don't know. Maybe. Hey everybody, I'm sorry that yesterday was a voiceover. I'm back again today for the 3rd and final look with this palette. I can do more looks if you'd like. So I'm going to take some Colourpop Cosmetics Clean Canvas and Fair and I'm going to map out the shape. I'm really only focusing it on my lid for now. I'll go back in and clean it up with a little bit of it as well. I'm starting from the inner corner of my lid and mapping out the shape of my crease. When I get to the center of my crease, I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit. I'm gonna follow my crease, and then where it starts to dip, I'm gonna take it down and start to wing it. I'm gonna fill that in with that base and start from the outer corner of my eye and wing it and connect it to the base. Now to check to see if they're even. Working on it. I'm going to take a little bit more of the base to just really focus on having it filled in, and we'll have a nice canvas to work with. On this outer corner area, I'm not as concerned with it being precise because I am going to go in with some micellar water on a Q-tip to clean it up. I just want it to be going the same way and be the same length. About like that. So now what I'm going to do is take the Makeup Shack T66 brush and I'm going to go into the shade Cold Hearted. I wanted to use two of my absolute favorite shades from the palette for this, and Cold Hearted and Real are definitely my two favorites. So that's what I decided would be fun. I feel like they're the most eye-catching aside from Villain Era, so why not just play with them a little bit more? So with the T66 brush and Cold Hearted, I'm going to start by filling in the wing area on that outer bit of my eye here. Just pressing it down. And it can be messy out this way because micellar water on a Q-tip to help get it cleaned up will fix it up. And we're also going to go back over the base with this tiny brush and some more of the clean canvas just to really make it all a little more cohesive. I have veins and everything on my lid that you can kind of see, and I want to cover that after I have the shape. I feel like having the shape just makes it easier. So it can be messy to start with. I'm not really worried about this outer corner, as I've said, so I'm just going to put this on and get it nice and built up. I'm just going to pat it on, really packing that shade down. Make sure I don't have any lines in my base. And then I'm going to take it and just gently start to connect it almost like a graphic liner, and I'm going to take it a little more than halfway and then just kind of fill it in on that inner corner just a bit, or that outer corner, my bad, and really just kind of blend it that way. I'm going to take this Dough Color number 14 brush in the shade Real, the Duochrome shade, and just start to pack it down. And I'm going to take it a little bit over the Cold Hearted shade because I feel like it just kind of makes it pop a little bit. I'm just stamping it and kind of dragging it down, blending it with that other shade. I'm going to blend it a little bit onto that Cold Hearted shade just so we can tap a little more Cold Hearted over it and it be blended beautifully. And with the Makeup Shack T2 brush, I'm going to take a little more of Cold Hearted and really just focus on patting it, get it nice and packed down, and make it super dark. And I'm just going to gently tap it on the edge of Real so that it blends nicely. And I'm going to take a little bit more of Real and just gently blend it a little bit. Just gently do little baby taps, pat it down just a little bit. And then do the same thing with Cold Hearted. Just gently pat it on, barely touching it. Okay, so now I'm going to take some micellar water on a Q-tip, clean it up, and then we'll go back in with some base. Okay, I have some micellar water on a Q-tip, and I'm just going to start to clean up this wing. About like that. And I'm going to take what's left of the base that is on this brush and start to clean it up. I'm just going to run it along the edges of it here. And it sharpens it up at the end. And I really just want to cover that skin up a little bit. I'm not quite sure where my camera cut off. Ugh, I hate when that happens. I just get so into it and then I glance up and I'm like, oh, it stopped recording. So with the base that I had left on my brush that I applied the base with, it's some Morphe one that I've had for ages and it's wiped off. I don't remember the name. It's the infamous nameless Morphe brush, as I like to call it. I'm just going through that extra space on my lid that I didn't apply the base, and I'm kind of cleaning up the winged bit with it and covering up my skin to kind of even it out. It's one of my favorite things about with clean canvas and fair is it is really close to my skin tone, so it helps to even out my skin tone there where I have a little bit of veins and whatnot coming through. And then I'm going to take a tiny lip brush with some micellar water on it to really clean up this end right here. Okay, we're shifty. We are angsty. I'm angsty. I'm in the mood for some angsty tunes. Yeah, I'm gonna go do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. I know I'm being awkward, but I feel like that's just who I am as a person. I'm incredibly awkward. I'm gonna do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the finished look. I know it was quick. It's not extravagant, but I feel like it's a vibe. If you're just in a hurry and want to have a little duochrome moment and like have a wing without using an eyeliner, then I feel like this is a look for that. It's given what I would have done as a younger emo, because back in the day when I thought I was doing eyeliner right, it really just looked like let me find the liner. I'll show you on my hand how it looked, because how I'm going to draw it is exactly how it looked. It was bad. Pretty much like, that was my wing on my eye. So I feel like this would have been something that I would have gravitated towards. I used the Pastel Roller Liner, I believe. Pastel Dream Auto Liner from LA Girl Cosmetics for the waterline. I needed to have a little something. I'm exhausted today. My sleep schedule is just non-existent and I've just been having a hard time sleeping, and when I actually get to sleep, I have a hard time waking up. So, I'm just tired. I look like a zombie. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm like the meme of the little dog in the fire with the coffee. Okay, which look was your favorite? Are you going to be picking up this palette? Have you already? What are your favorite shades from the palette? Did I ask which look is your favorite? I think I did, but here we are. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm feeling awkward. I don't want to keep you here too long in all of my ramblings. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to keep up with my awkward face and shenanigans while I'm not here on YouTube, I will have all my social medias linked in the description box down below. And if you'd like to keep up with me while I am here on YouTube, then hit the subscribe button. It means so much to me and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. And I hope that I'll see you in the next one. Bye!